Welcome everyone to another night of some astrophotography, and what a beautiful night we have. But we've also already encountered some issues. As you can see, I'm using a new mount, the Skywatcher EQ8 Pro. Now, that there should be able to handle the payload capacity now of the triplets without any problems at all, compared to my CGXL. Now the CGXL, I love that mount. I had that all configured and set up so I could set everything up really quickly. I've had to rebuild the whole system. The whole system, meaning all my dovetail plates and bars, positioning of everything, adding in new USB ports. Yeah, it's been a bit of a hassle, and while I've been wiring everything up, I forgot to wire up the electronic focus motor connections. So I've had to quickly make a makeshift connector for the two ZWO focus motors. They don't seem to pull power or can't be operated via USB like the Celestron one can. So the Celestron focus motor, I don't use a power cable to it, it's just powered by USB. Yeah, that kind of sucks a little bit. Seeing that ZWO, you got to actually power it. But anyway, so that's sorted, I hope. Now, what we need to do is, don't know if you can hear that, some idiot getting around the streets here on a bike. Anyway, what I've got to do tonight is readjust all my RASs so they're in line with one another. Also tonight I'm going to be testing out the flat panel setup. We're going to have probably some teething, I'd say some teething stuff to do with that. I can't automate all three, I can only automate one. That's all the driver allows. However, using the Primaloose Lab Play software, I can connect two up to that. So I can operate the two outer ones using the Play software, and that is basically just manually opening and closing them through that, and activating the light on and off. So there is some semi sort of, I guess, automation to that, but I cannot integrate that into the imaging sequence like I can with the main raster. So yeah, there's that I want to play around with, and a few other things too. Yeah, so there's a lot to get going, a lot to do tonight, and I don't want to waste too much imaging time. So let's get this all sorted so we can continue on. Okay, so right now we have finished our polar alignment, but there are some things I've got to work out. It almost seems like I've got a Apollo 11 capsule going on with battery power. I have to fire it up in a sequence so that way it doesn't go into low voltage straight away, purely because as soon as you start up the QHY cameras and add power to them, they bump up to about 2 amps. And they're sort of cooling themselves off down a little bit. So I've got to give it probably for about 30 seconds for RASA 1, RASA 2 to power on, and then wait about 30 seconds after RASA 1 and RASA 2 have powered on, and then I can activate RASA 3 and turn that power on. So in an imaging sequence through Nina, probably wouldn't be too much of an issue, because I can power on the sequence and switches and all that via an ethernet. So that shouldn't be a problem, but it was something to check out. The other thing, I'm wondering how long my battery is going to last throughout the night, because it's getting colder. It is a 72 amp hour lithium, so we will see. But yeah, the the flat panels do add a little bit more power to the whole system. So yeah, this is a bit of a learning curve too. I am going to image part of the Vela Nebula, or Vela region. You remember I might have shot panel, I think it was panel 58. So we're going to go for panel 56 tonight. Hopefully we're going to image all the way through, because I want to be able to do a replica session if it was all automated. So I'm going to shoot in RGB first. I'll shoot a couple of hours of that, and then do some flats, and then change filters and image throughout the rest of the night in luminance HA&03. So it's a bit to get going, a bit to do, so I best get going.
So right now you'd be listening to some peaceful music while watching a time lapse in a very tranquil state of mind. However, this wasn't exactly the case for my imaging session. Vela has to be put aside for another time, because by the time I was able to align my rasters and work out a few other little teething issues, Vela was too low on the horizon to image, so I had to resort to a second target, and that was the Blue Horsehead Nebula. That is one of my projects going forward, and I didn't want to waste any time or anything in the night, so clear skies, I figured would point to the Blue Horsehead because it was up high enough, and begin imaging and capturing some data, some RGB data on that target. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to leave me a comment. And if this is the first video you've seen, please check out some of my others. And if you enjoy them, don't forget to hit that subscribe. Alright guys, so that's it for me. Until next time, take it easy. Clear skies. See yous.